I want to continue the discussion of the Call of Duty Zombies comic. Yesterday, I made a video discussing my initial impressions of this comic book, and I gave a quick review. Today, I want to begin diving into the story behind this comic and the many things we can discuss and theorize about. Specifically, I want to talk about a secret mission that's going on with Stuhlinger throughout this comic book that's never explicitly stated, but subtly hinted at. What's the goal of this miniseries? Well, the overall goal is to find the Chronorium. That's the mission that our characters are going to be setting out on throughout this entire series. However, despite this being the first in the mission, there's no mention of the Chronorium, it's not brought up. So what's the point? Why does this book exist if there's no mention of the Chronorium or our character's overall mission? Well, I think it's there, and I want to explain what the purpose of this comic book is, what our characters are actually trying to do, because there's a secret mission that Stuhlinger's on that he never explicitly states, and I thought I would take the time to explain that. At the beginning of the comic book, our characters teleport in. Who brought them into this area? Well, most likely Richtofen. He's the one that's been helping them travel from world to world. We saw this on Die Rise. He was the one who teleported them from Green Run all the way over to Die Rise. Why would they do that? Well, it must be a part of Richtofen's mission to find the Chronorium. Maybe Chronorium is there, or maybe a key to finding the Chronorium is in this location. Either way, they had to have been brought to this location for a reason. However, Stuhlinger says this is not where we're supposed to be. So why does he say that? Why was Richtofen specifically sending our characters to this location if it was the wrong location? This is where the confusion comes from, and this is where the comic book starts to feel a little bit disconjointed. Well, I think the reason there's a bit of confusion is because Stuhlinger never explicitly states what he's doing there. We have to learn about it through the actions of others and his interactions with the other characters. There's a scene in which Russman is seen entering a building and he's hungry. What he does is start rummaging through the cabinets, finding snacks, and when he does, the zombies come out and attack him. This is a humorous scene, however, there is a subtle subplot to this scene right here, because who rescues him at the opportune moment? Stuhlinger. Now, Stuhlinger didn't enter the building with Russman. Stuhlinger had to have already entered the building by himself, alone. Both of the characters entered alone at different times. Russman was there looking for snacks, but Stuhlinger, he had to have entered this building for a separate reason. He had to have been looking for something. Why else would he have entered this building? And this is where we start to see a subplot develop where Stuhlinger is on his own secret mission, one that he never explicitly states to the rest of the characters. We can only figure out about when we look at his actions in context. So they end up escaping the building, and when they jump down from the roof of one of the buildings, Stuhlinger exclaims, "I did what you told me to do. This wasn't the deal. We had a deal." Why does Stuhlinger say this? Who is he speaking to? He's obviously speaking to the voices in his head. Richtofen. Richtofen must have sent our characters to this location for a reason, because he wanted Stuhlinger to enter that building and find something. Maybe it was the Chronorium. We know the Chronorium has been found to be lying about in random locations, or maybe it's something else, maybe a key to where the Chronorium is. Either way, what I believe that happened was that they didn't find it, and that's why Stuhlinger earlier says we're not supposed to be here. And when they are in this situation where things are looking bleak and they're about to die, Richtofen opens up a new portal and sends them to a new location. Where they end up going is Broken Arrow, where Russman used to work. Maybe there will actually be the secret to the Chronorium, or the location of the Chronorium. Either way, this comic book and its setting I don't think are as pointless as you might think upon your first reading, because if you look at the subtext, what you actually see is Stuhlinger on a mission, a secret mission, and what I want to explain is that he was there for a reason. Unfortunately, this place didn't have what they're looking for. So while it may just seem like a random action event to introduce the characters, there is a little bit more going on, and this story isn't as pointless as it may seem upon first reading. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next comic there's callbacks to the first comic in which Stuhlinger says what you sent me to do wasn't there, oh, it better be in this location, something like that. He's going to continuously speak very vaguely, and I wouldn't be surprised if the rest of the characters even ask Stuhlinger Stuhlinger? Why did your friend take us to that location? Something like that. And I imagine this secret mission will be continued to be explored throughout the coming comic books. That's gonna wrap things up for this video. Over the next few videos, I'm gonna be diving into the story of this because there are a lot of things I actually do want to take the time to talk about. This comic book is pretty interesting. I'm gonna go though, have a wonderful day, and bye.